New fragrance line by Fragrance World called the Celestia line. Let's talk about it.
Here's some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern, niche, or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about one of the newer lineups from Fragrance World. I found a lot of these on tripletraders.com and Ben Adir, where you can also do the same and save a couple of bucks by using my code AROMATIX on site-wide, really, not just these fragrances. So these three in specific looked relatively new. They flew under the radar. Not many people were talking about these, and I don't think I saw these at the convention, so we decided to grab them and talk about what the hell they smell like, or what the heck they smell like, I should say. So a part of this series is Viola, and we also have Blue, and lastly is Hazel. So Hazel, Viola, and Blue. Two of these fragrances, actually one of these fragrances I'm really excited about because of the fact that there aren't many other fragrances that do this inspiration or get even this close. So the first one we're going to talk about is, I believe, that exact fragrance. This is called Celestia Viola. Very strange looking presentation. It's got this, I have no idea, it looks like Saturn or this disc plate with the ball on the top. It is what it is. It's a pretty heavy bottle though, and the color itself seems like it's thin metal and plastic combination. Atomizer on it is not bad, gets the job done, but the cap is a little bit strange. You gotta be careful not to put it on side. Wow, okay, I could taste that. This is Mancera's Instant Crush. That's basically what it is. And it's quite refreshing because there wasn't many Instant Crush inspos out there except for Off Car, which was pretty hard to find. But now there's Celestia Viola. I mean, this smells really close. And for the sake of comparisons, let's do it. Mancera's Instant Crush is one of my favorite from the entire lineup. And so this is quite refreshing to be able to take one as a beater basically and just rock it whenever I feel like rocking it and not wasting the original. Although this isn't that expensive on discounters, it's still upwards of like 90 bucks. While this, you could probably find it for under $40, especially after the codes, etc. So Instant Crush, I kid you not, there is virtually no difference right now. Maybe potentially when it dries down, but initial impressions, it's like 95% close. In fact, the Instant Crush seems like it's getting a bit more ambery and projecting just a little bit more, but the Viola is holding on a bit more to some of those citruses. They both have that amberwood, saffron, citruses at the top, and as they start to dry down, I can sense that the amberwoods in the Instant Crush seems to be just slightly more concentrated or dosed up by, I would say, about 10%. So overall, that would place this one at about a 90% clone, man. Once it's above 85%, it's a freaking clone. Yeah, this is an awesome clone of Instant Crush. I mean, it's damn near spot on. I don't expect them to hit 100% with a lot of the clones, and the fact that they got this close is phenomenal, phenomenal. So Viola, an excellent inspiration of Instant Crush. Literally, if you want to know what it smells like, Viola is gonna get you there for sure. Next one is the Blue, and this is also Viola Blue. Same presentation, same everything, and let's see what this one smells like. Yeah, this kind of has like the Sauvage Creed Aventus style DNA with patchouli. This honestly is reminding me of like Supremacy Not Only Intense, or even something like Office for Men by Jeremy Fragrance. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. It has that Aventus DNA, it has an ambroxan kick, it also has some of that patchouli. That's what this smells like, man. It smells like a Supremacy Not Only Intense with a bit more patchouli. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this one. So what does Supremacy Not Only Intense smell like? It smells like Creed Aventus basically, with a lot more ambroxan, and that helps it with the projection and longevity. I'm looking for my Creed Aventus. Where are you, Aventus? There you are. It's kind of like what happened with the Performance. We can't find it anymore. But here it is, Creed Aventus. Yeah, it smells like more so like this, because that's basically what they did. And yeah, just a bit more earthy patchouli, and that's called the Blue. So not bad, really not bad. I would call this like their Supremacy Not Only Intense styled fragrance. So that's the Blue series. Last in the series is called Hazel. Hazel, or Celestia Hazel. And this one smells to me like it has some smoky tobacco. It's got like this dusted tobacco and borderline cinnamon. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's a lot of this Gorgon balsam styled resin in here. So very resinous, warm, yeah, powdery tobacco, and maybe some cinnamon styled fragrance. This reminds me of Molten Brown's Tobacco Absolute, and it has a lot of those similar notes. It has that earthy, piney Gorgon balsam. It also has some of that tobacco. It's slightly powdery, spiced. This is a unique fragrance, a very unique fragrance. And the reason why I say it reminds me of is because even the presentation gets relatively similar. I'm not gonna say it gets close, because the presentation on that one has the same cap. The collar style, instead of being just a disc, kind of envelops or covers the top half of the fragrance as well. I'll pop that one on screen so you're able to see it. This is a very different tobacco resin style fragrance. The resins in here smell similar to that of the family of myrrh, but a bit more, a bit darker, a bit earthier, and that's what I'm getting with this one. What really makes this one a lot more unique is the ginger. There is a zinginess, which is very unusual to this style of fragrance, that completely switches things up. I mean, it doesn't smell like anything you've smelled before. This smells niche quality right here, the Hazel. Because of the fact that not many people know that fragrance, not many people smelled something as contrasting as this. And on one hand, you have like this tobacco fragrance with some resins. On the other hand, you have a powdery aspect that's slightly spiced. And on the, lastly, you're also getting a zingy nature from the ginger. So a relatively three-dimensional fragrance coming from a cheapie that's awesome. So Celestia Hazel, it's not going to be something that you can wear often, but it's going to give you a taste of a more niche style DNA. So yeah, really good. Zingy ginger, a lot of it, tobacco, and that resin. As simple as that, but much more complex than it sounds. With the original fragrance, you're gonna have notes of bergamot, wine accord, and ginger. And in the mid, you get this tobacco. They call it a cloudy tobacco, and I'm assuming that that's what gives it, it's that powdery nuance. It's a powdered style tobacco. And along with some cedarwood, violet, and orris. And in the base, you get this intense Peruvian balsam with patchouli. And that's everything that you're gonna get with this fragrance. A lot of that zingy ginger, a lot of the powdered tobacco, and that patchouli. It's as simple as that, but much more complex than that as well. So there you have it, folks. 3 new fragrances by Fragrance World, the Celestia line. New fragrances to me. Check one of these out if anything I said sounds interesting. Instant crush, something of, I don't know, man. It's like Supremacy Not Only Intense, office style fragrance. And this one is like Molten Brown's Tobacco Absolute. A great fragrance. Very unique and very different. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.